80% of the married women in Agro Palace, they can't even give an account of who they are true, the biological fathers of their kids. That if they do paternity tests for the women in that place, that the location will be on fire.
Thing about I'm gonna mention names. OnlyFans is one of them. Some people will tell you, oh, the panty you're wearing, just keep it for like 1 week. They just want to sniff it.
Are you a crocodile? What's your problem?
You need Jesus. Emma's obsession for dogs led to an unhealthy sexual attachment. But is this attachment a path to her true self or just a fantasy? Join us on today's episode of the Red Room Dialogue as we'll be exploring sexual fetish and its consequences. I am Petra and you are most welcome. We'll be going on a short break, and when we get back, we'll delve right into details with our guest. Don't go anywhere, we will be right back. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is still the Red Room Dialogue, and I said before that we have guests on the show. Our guests are already like family here because they are known faces. They've been here once, more than once, twice, thrice, so it's not a family face. The first person is a female. She is a media enthusiast and also an entrepreneur. Her name is Olutayo Oyeniwo. It's so good to have you here.
And the crowd goes, Thank you so much, Petra. I feel so great being here. I'm in this grateful heart kind of mood, and our topic today is kind of hot, so yeah, I feel good.
Amazing. So you're pumped up for the topic.
Over pumped, they worry me, my sister.
You always bring your A game, so I'm not even bothered.
Yeah, with my new hairstyle, because I don't always comment on that.
Fabulosa. So sorry, but that's fabulous.
You look amazing too.
Thank you always. So our second guest is a male, the only man amongst two women. He's looking shy, but I'm sure that this is the calm before the storm coming up. He is also a media entrepreneur and a consultant. His name is Samuel Eze. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Miss Petra. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so official. Thank you.
So serious. We are not okay on this show.
We are trying. We try our best. Don't worry, we won't swallow you.
Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see who stands the last at the end of the day.
Is that a threat?
No, not at all.
Come on.
And your space.
Since you issued a threat, let's just delve right into the conversation.
Yes,
Absolutely. So our topic is sexual fetish and its downside. People don't know that sexual fetish is a thing. People think it's a normal. I'm serious. People think it's a normal thing because imagine the story I started before we went on a break. Imagine someone being obsessed with her dog, and then from being obsessed with your dog, you're not liking the way your dog's paw is touching you. So you see that people don't know that it is not normal. They are more like possessed, for lack of better words. So explain to us, Sam, what is sexual fetish?
Well, I think sexual fetish should be or is the other abnormal things people practice during sexual maybe intercourse or sexual experience. The things that are not you naturally can say they are normal to a normal and average thinking person. Maybe going overboard, trying to look for pleasure in a lot of other things, animate or inanimate objects, trying to get that extra fun, excitement from some of these things. And it could stem from sometimes, would I say, an imbalance either in emotional psychology or how you reason and see things. So it could be from any of that.
Sam is even going too far. He has even told us the reasons why the
My
sexual
dear
fetish
sister,
happened.
he came prepared.
We came prepared. We were just dulling ourselves here. But Tayo, do you agree with him or you have something to add?
Absolutely. He kind of hit the nail on the head, because I would define sexual fetish as, those sexual practices that are considered abnormal to an average thinking person. So you took the words right out of my mouth. So yeah, I absolutely agree with him. But that said, I would also want to say that sexual fetish was not a thing like some 10, 15 years ago, especially in our country, Nigeria, and by extension, Africa. But right now, a lot of things is just like upside down and all over the place. So let me stop there for now.
Okay, great. So you've mentioned abnormal sexual practices and you've also buttressed what he has said. Now, what are these abnormal sexual practices? Let me start. And I'm always going to, Lord have mercy. I'm always going to use my example, obsession with big dog. Are you a beast? Are you a beast? Okay, so there's one that I know of, yeah. There's this guy that I used to have a thing with at some point. And this guy's into sucking up toes. Like he's into legit sucking up toes.
Are you a gorilla?
He just
Why?
funny part, I'm not even going to lie, family. I'm not going to lie. It was so good. I enjoyed it. But it wasn't me giving it. It wasn't me giving it.
I don't think that after sucking that toe, he might actually eat. Like, are you not scared? Because it's you should be thinking. So this guy just decides.
I was thinking with my ass.
One of my toe.
Not eat leak.
No, not leak. After leaking, just.
It happened just to me. Wow, Sam, that's too extreme. But that's about me. So, what are other abnormal sexual fantasies that you know of? Because I don't think you've practiced.
I've heard a lot, right? I've heard a lot. I remember when I was on the island, when I was working on the island, I heard a couple of friends were actually having a conversation about a party that they attended, and they were saying things like they were eating the backside like bomb, like
the hole.
Says the way
the hole on the behind.
Asshole.
Like I was trying to. I wasn't part of that conversation, but once we started having that conversation, I started twitching immediately. Like I was asking the guy, so if the lady decided to pull at that particular time, what happens? And they're like, no, that won't happen. That won't happen.
People eat poo as a sexual fetish.
Are you a crocodile? What's your problem? Like, why would that be a practice?
People drink other people's pee. It is that disgusting. While I am not one to judge people for their sexual preferences, I believe that there are some things that are just not sensible for you to do, right? And I remember we were just chit-chatting about this topic before we came on air, and I was telling you that this is not how God designed it. God designed sex to be this perfect, so perfect that you don't need any extras, right? For it to work, or for it to be fun, or for it to be interesting, or for it to be larger than life, or for it to make you giddy, Just by telling your woman, "Oh, baby, you look beautiful. I would love to have you tonight." That's enough. Just by telling your man, "Oh, baby, I just want you. I need you so badly." That's enough. By telling your partner these little things, gets them to that point of wanting to do. You don't need to say, "Tie me up, choke me, beat me, bite me." Some people say, "If you don't choke me and I am begging for my life," and I'm like, they are not there yet. What is your problem? Are you possessed?
the truth is, while we're all laughing about it, these are people's realities.
Exactly.
People go through it, and a lot of factors contribute
Absolutely.
to it. From, I mean, your upbringing, to what you see, to what you consume.
Environment.
Yeah, environment, what you consume via social media. And it's so worse now that social media has made it very...
Becoming like a culture.
Yeah, it's a culture. Social media has made it very... I don't know.
Not just social media. Not just social media.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking social media, you're talking Instagram, Facebook, and the likes. But how about our movies? Our movies have normalized the fact that sexual fetish is okay.
And it's a thing.
And it's a thing. But considering our moral standards as Nigerians and as Africans, considering our religious beliefs, considering our different rich, beautiful traditions, these are things that shouldn't be. But sadly, they are. Because you watch a movie and to, get down, a guy ties a lady up, beats her even. And then she's there screaming, "Oh, yeah, beat me more, baby." And then these things would quietly creep into your subconscious and make you believe that that is the best way to pleasure. But in most cases, it is absolutely not like that. Like I said, a simple, "Baby, I just need you. I need you," is okay. Or telling your woman, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen you today. You look absolutely stunning."
Yeah.
That's enough.
But you see, we can also take away the fact that people want more when it comes to sex. And you rightly said that it wasn't, I mean, in this part of the world, it wasn't as common 15, 20 years ago. But at the moment, it is common.
Everyday thing.
So speaking of morals, for those that practice it, because for some reason they get to see the good in these things they do. Yeah. So for those that
gets them there.
Yes, it does get them. For those that practice it, what would you say is a driving factor? Because that is not, I still stand to be corrected, but I don't think that's how God created us to be.
Absolutely.
From what you said, He said
right.
He created, like, sex is just supposed to be pleasurable
perfect.
and
He created
simple.
it so perfect.
So morally, for those practicing fetish, where do you think their moral lies? I'm trying to think from that point of view.
My dear
when
sister,
they do these things, do they do it that, this thing is good? Or I don't like, I'm trying to, you get?
What you should understand is, like, from what she said earlier on, you could deduce that a group of persons could be somewhere and say, we want this to become a norm. We want people to think, it's sort of a social programming. We want people to think like this, to act like this, to see this as
the way of life.
Even back, if you're tracing back in a very long time, early times of life, you could remember the case of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
It was a city that God said, it's not like we're being spiritual right now, but you still have to trace it back. I'm tired of these guys because they just want everything that is perverse. You understand? You offer them virgins, as in ladies, for the men. They will tell you, no, we want men. If a stranger comes into their town, that is a man, they would go after that stranger with everything to have sex with that stranger, being a man. So these are things that
they also slept with their sisters.
Yeah.
That has been from a very long time back. And yes, it wasn't a thing in Africa because we had a lot to worry about. We are hungry.
Exploitation.
We are facing underdevelopment. You get, so there's no way anybody could bring this thing and it will make sense apart from infusing them into those things that we really idolize, like the movies, the music, and every other thing. They could sell out these things to us from these things. You can't come and meet a hungry me or someone that is just close to me and say, oh, come and lick somebody's butthole when you are not abnormal, and I'll listen to you.
But let me take you up on that. Sorry to cut you, Sam. I'm so sorry. A lot of people may think like by now I have something against island people. No, I don't. But the thing is, I've heard stories that ladies would, attend these parties where you have some big boys, and then they will say, "Oh, if I can pee in your mouth, I'll give you so amount of money."
Is
that so?
I've heard
Yes,
a lot.
yes,
Not just
absolutely.
people.
What?
Absolutely,
Not just people.
absolutely.
I've heard that a lot too. So,
Absolutely. And you asked something about the people who practice these things, where is their morals? Money. There you go. Money.
So money rules the world, and even
Money
over the
rules a lot of
morals.
things, sister. Yes. There are some things that you do, and if you think about what you are getting out of it, you shut your morals up. So
I think I actually saw a video on IG of a lady crying that I think it was somebody convinced her to do one of these fetish with him and promised her whether $800. I can't remember the amount.
$800.
Can't remember the amount. So after they did the thing, I think they pooped in her mouth. Oh my God. And after the whole thing, I think she didn't get anything close to that amount. So she came to social media ranting. And the truth is that we're now living in a world where a lot of things, people, shame is dead.
yeah.
If it were to be before, they don't burn your mama, your father, and your brother away to come to social media and put your family out like that. Because you'll be scared, like, how do I go back to the house? How do they see me after now? Well, people don't care. People, as long as, like she said, as long as the price is right, as long as there's some change, like I can be able to order this and order that and tell people that are around me that I'm big, like what do you do that can get you lunch, I can do anything and nobody cares.
Get you lunch is even so little. Like I can fly you out. But and I'm sorry to bring this up.
Yeah.
There are platforms specially designed for these kind of things.
Amazing.
Yep. I really don't want to mention name, but no, F it. I'm gonna mention names. OnlyFans is one of them. Because you would meet these clients. Some people will tell you, the panty you're wearing, just keep it for like 1 week. They just want to sniff it. Yes, keep your panties that you have worn. Keep it for an extra 1 week. I heard that. They just want to sniff it. And they're good.
I'm blown away at this point. But those that consent to this type of things, is it morally right? Because Tayo, you said you're not one to judge people.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but those that consent to this kind of things, is it morally right? Or
it is not.
It is justice.
For what she said initially is, it's always like this. You get the person that is bringing the idea always has that peanut to drop in. So you that you're here, yours is just okay. I'm suffering. I'm going through this, and that's why contentment is everything. Whether you're drinking Gary or just patiently walk your way up there.
Up the ladder.
Do you understand? Don't allow anybody come in to change what you've known over time. Be yourself, be true to yourself. Just understand that with time, everything sets in.
Yeah.
You get, because it's when you want to get there, you're greedy for this at the
covetousness.
That is when you allow somebody come tell you, oh, okay, don't worry. This. Like a lot of people.
And if you know the amount of young girls
18, 19, 15, 16.
Oh my goodness. And it's so sad because the question you want to ask is, where are your family members? Where is your mom? Where is your dad? But the thing is, an average Nigerian home is not even coordinated to begin with.
True.
It's either Papa don't play, go one side, Mama don't sell, go one side. Some people will collect money from their kids, their young kids.
Now not ask where they got the money from.
I saw a video recently on TikTok. I think it was like a vox pop, and the lady was asking this chubby girl, young looking girl, that do you live alone? She said yes. She said, how old are you? She said 18. Did she say 18 or even 16? She said, does your parents know that you live alone? Say yes. Okay, who paid the rent? She said, my boyfriend.
Oh,
your boyfriend at what age? I think she said 16. She said, my boyfriend. Your parents know about your boyfriend? She said yes. She said, the phone you are using, what make is it? She called iPhone, whether 13 Pro Max or
16-year-old iPhone 13 Pro
Yes,
Max.
yes. And they asked her, God bless that lady. She asked her a question about her parents. She said, how much have you given your parents so far since you've been independent? She said 90,000 naira. Now, it got me thinking. Let's say she's left home for like 2 years. So in 2 years, 90K, and you open your palm and collected 90,000 from your 16-year-old. Oh, you must be so daft.
Well,
like you said, shame.
I like, there was another video that trended on TikTok. That was like a young man that had a very young baby, little girl. I think that girl should be like either 4 or 5. So the partner to the guy is also a teenager. They would dress this little girl like a pole dancer. She would wear all these little panties, and they would tie something up her chest. And I think the couple actually reside in Benin, because so people were calling out. And the thing is that our authorities, sometimes when they see some of these videos, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
They just play it like cruise. And people are cruising themselves to a lot of
destruction,
evil, things that are going to turn our world upside down, you know. So people are calling out these people that they will take this little girl. I don't think she's up to 5 to parties, like grown adult parties. Where they will smoke, like and I had to go through the girl's page because I saw that thing on Twitter. I had to trace that particular the family of the guy, as in the guy's family, to TikTok, because it was on from TikTok they downloaded the video from. So I saw the video. I saw a lot of other videos. It's not like the authorities have not seen those videos. People were calling them out. Like,
I mean, even on TikTok, like, there are regulatory bodies that flag this content.
Calling them out like, what's going on? Why do you have a child dressed like this and performing all of these adult activities and nobody's saying anything? You know, so they were just talking about it, and I say, well, if you see a teenager giving birth with another teenager, what do you expect? Their morals has already been eroded. So it's not like they have anything to teach the child. Just imagine a child that is maybe 4 years old and has been taken to places like that, clubs and all of that.
What would the child do when she is 10, 11, 15, 16?
You understand?
You can imagine.
Wow. So that's to tell you that it is already going to become a very, very muddy part for that little girl.
Just hold that thought, because we really need to go on the break. We will be continuing this conversation from the cultural point of view when we get back from the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is still the Red Room Dialogue, and we are still discussing a very interesting topic, which is sexual fetish and its downside. Now, before we went on, our break, we were discussing a lot about morals, if this fetish thing is morally upright or not. And our guest has done justice to it already. Now we're moving into the cultural part of it. Yeah. Does our culture as Africans, because we live in Africa, so does our culture as Africans promote this kind of things?
I would not say yes, because it is not in our practice to be sleeping with dogs to begin with, or sleeping with horse to begin with. It is not our practice. It is not our culture. So I won't say that our culture promotes these things. But that said, the people who produce our movies, the people who produce our music, they are also Africans like us.
Just to cut it short.
And some of them promote these things. So
They do. But I asked this question because I have a personal bias when I thought of this question to ask. You see, there are some parts of Nigeria, where some men give their wives out to strangers to sleep with, visitors to sleep with and all. So, can that be qualified as a sexual fetish?
No.
Or we can just streamline it to their way of life, because it's a thin line.
Yeah, you see that I did. That was a restriction for me, because now that I'm thinking about it, we can't really say it's sexual fetish. But then again, when we defined sexual fetish, there are those sexual practices that are not morally upright, right?
Yeah.
And giving your wife to your visitor as some sort of welcome meal does not sound sensible. I'm sorry, with due respect to that culture, it doesn't make sense to me. That's just it. It
Sam,
doesn't.
you?
No, it's never would make sense. It's imagine you catching your wife doing that without your consent.
No, you're saying it as an Igbo man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not trying to
because it's
understand.
not your culture.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to understand from a normal human's perspective.
Right.
Imagine your wife does that without your consent. Do you understand?
The
How
same
do you
wife
feel?
you offer.
Yes, so how would you feel if she goes about like, okay, so since my husband can actually
Offer as a
let me
living
offer my-
sacrifice, my sister. This is me.
streets come and have me as a living sacrifice.
Yeah,
Would you be happy with that? Like, so where's your wife? She's at number 7. Oh, where's your wife again? She's at number 12. Come on now. So it's not normal. I don't think everybody practices that in that culture.
Yeah, right.
I don't think everybody practices that, because I've seen 1 or 2 persons that are from that culture and they've never said things that relates to that, because some of them are married and some of them are also married too. So it's a question of some persons, like I said, wanting to have their way. Maybe some chiefs have said, well, why can't we just be running riots and running mad on whenever we visit each other? It's okay. Let's make it a thing. When you come to this person's house, collect wife, and that is even objectizing women. Which for me it's actually still crazy. You can't do that, right?
Sam sounds like a feminist.
Still, of course, I want to believe he is.
Feminist?
Just agree, so we'll not drag you.
I am not a feminist for no reason. Why would I be a feminist?
You are a feminist. You just spoke like one.
Sam, you just spoke like one.
Okay.
Welcome. Don't. It's my show now. You have to shake me, Sam.
Before they will actually punch on my tire.
Yes, you have to.
So I wanted to chip something in. Still talking about our culture. My question lies in, the thought about what else are people looking for? Because that's where it starts. If your normal lie down, raise leg, turn front, turn back, no do you will go there. And you will find all the means to go there.
Yeah.
And the devil is so smart. Shout out to Mr. D. He's so smart that the moment you feel unsatisfied about the things that are normal, he will present you with things that are abnormal. And they are, oh my God, sex is so powerful. So powerful. If you're not careful, the moment you put your hand inside, you'll just be going and 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 be going till you're gone. So my question lies in, what else are people looking for?
So the thing is,
Because there are so many things you could do in the comfort of your own bedroom with your partner, and you will be so freaking satisfied.
So the thing is, I feel some of these fetishes are practices beyond, would I say beyond or without love? I don't know how that. comes to bear.
So,
But because that's how I say.
not to cut you short, Sam, just wait. So, because you're going to answer this thing you just said, you're going to answer it in two ways. Because when you say without love, you get to hear couples, and it's a reality, you get to hear couples that say, oh, they're married, but they're in an open marriage. So, both of them have partners separately that they sleep with. Or the both of them would invite girls over to their house and knock them.
So now they do threesome too.
You are deceiving.
And they go for other parties.
My dear sister, you're deceiving yourself. You can't tell me that, you're in love with me and you want us to practice open relationship. So I can go.
Very sweet.
Okay.
Come to think of it.
The body wants what the body wants.
It's your body. It's your body that is thinking for you, not your brain.
But how about Muslims? The men have
Muslims don't do
the
open
opportunity
marriage.
to marry more than
many wives. That's because it's
so
practice.
why do you think people do open marriage? Because they want to
explore.
You know, they don't want to just eat rice. They want to have pounded yam.
So the way I look at it is this: if you're a man and you say you want to marry more than one wife, it's your choice, right? I think there's a lot of many cultures that permit that and religious practices. So it's for you to now find yourself in that space and practice that for yourself. And you're a woman, you say you want to have more than one man. Nobody is killing you. Just know that you look for a man that will accept you that way. Or you don't just get married. Practice your sleeping with the entire community. Nobody will kill you. As long as you can take care of yourself, you'll be good all by yourself without having, because it's a problem when you now say, oh, you want to eat your cake and have it. You want to live in a proper and a normal functional family and also have such dysfunctional lifestyle. It's not able to work. So it's for it to
But aren't we all dysfunctional in Nigeria?
If you look at it one way or the other,
I wouldn't say we're all dysfunctional. I would not agree to all
one way or another, we're all dysfunctional.
I would not, no.
Oh, okay. Story for
this
another
is
day. Truth. They say
will come out eventually. But what is true freedom? Because part of the reasons, aside what they say on social media, people crave for sexual freedom. Yeah. And maybe this fetish is one way to be free or to exercise their sexual fantasy. Because imagine...
I want to drag this man just a little bit.
Okay.
I want to drag him just a little bit. So when we talk about sexual fetish, let's not even look at the downside now. It's tilted towards men, and the society applauds them every single time.
You have carried
Hello, sir. I'm going somewhere.
Okay, let me allow you.
Because you see a man with multiple girlfriends doing shitty stuff in the bedroom. Nobody dare questions him for it. But the moment a woman steps out and says, oh, I would like to be tied to the ceiling by like two guys. Oh, she's a whore.
I saw a post on Twitter, and it's been trending on Twitter, right? That 80% of the married women in Agor Palace. Shout out to Agor Palace. 80%, 85%. I think I can go dig up that tweet. It trended throughout last week. Like 80%, 85% of the women in Agor Palace are like, they organize parties, women parties, they hang around, pick young boys up from the streets and make them come to these parties to do all crazy sort of things. You get, and they say most of the women you see there, they can't even give an account of who they are true, the biological fathers of their kids.
Children.
That if they do paternity tests for the women in that place, that the location will be on fire.
Nakamura, let me do you one better. Let me do you one better, sir. Right. How about the entire 101% of all the men in the entire Nigeria? Shebi, you are talking about Agor Palace, eh? Congratulations for that. How about the entire 100% of all the men in Nigeria? How about that? Have you thought about that?
What about them? What about the?
What about
100%?
them?
It's not everybody that is on that same page.
I'm talking about even down to the who is who in our society. Yeah. They organize these so-called parties that you are talking about, carrying somebody's daughter to come and do you know what. It is crazy.
It is crazy.
I'm not trying to make it gender-based, but I am saying that it is a thing, because when you think about the girls that are saying, after all, they will give me 1 million. After all, they will give me 5 million. Who are the people dropping the bar? Men. Oh my goodness. A lot of men play very key role when it comes to sexual fetish. Because women, we have this thing that we are the givers. Now we they give. Now we they give. It's in our subconscious. It is now that, you know, social media has like turned so many things around that people now believe that, oh, if I sleep with you, we sleep with ourselves. Not that you slept with me. Before it used to be, he slept with me. Oh, he had sex with me. Not I had sex with him. And that's another problem.
The mindset.
Exactly. It creeps into your mind to make you believe that, okay, everything don't do well now, everybody. But never in my explanation did I say anybody was forced.
Okay, so why
when it comes to that, nobody is forced.
Why I want to use or link to
but
us
then there is influence. Even if you stay away, I've stayed, Abby, for 21 days.
The day that it will
Plus D will be waiting for you there.
Yeah.
21 days, Abby. No wala. In fact, it will help you to ginger. You see, when that 21 day finish, and you feel like, oh, I have arrived.
Crazy.
I'm now a new creature. All things are passed away. It will wiggle things that you cannot say no to in front of your very before. And then you will now be caught again. See, all I'm saying is, you all need Jesus. That's just the truth.
Or Allah. Or whatever God you serve.
Or whatever God you serve. Hold him tight to your chest is the only solution. I'm not preaching at this point, but I just gotta say it, because the power of sex or sexual immorality, I believe the only person that can help you is the Holy Spirit. That's the only person.
Oh my God.
Even you cannot help yourself. That's the truth. So you all need Jesus.
As much as I would really love to continue this conversation, we unfortunately have to go. And of course, it doesn't come without saying a big thank you to you, Tayo, and to you, Sam, for doing justice to this conversation.
Gracias.
And having the arguments that you had, it was really insightful and educating, yeah. But in all, I think we should get our heads in the right places and know what works for you. And yes, as Tayo rightly said, you need Jesus or the God that you serve. You can continue the conversation on all our social media platforms at iRevel Studios and the Red Room Dialogue. Until we come your way sometime soon, maybe, we say a big bye for now and use your sense.
Y'all need Jesus.
You are in for a beautiful ride in the Red Room. All your doubts you feel, we cater to. We dot all the I's, cross all the T's. That's what we're here to do, yeah. We'll take you on a journey.